Hello everybody, today I have the pleasure to propose to you this key 70 entitled God, Great Overall Dimensions. This is the second video, the second chapter in quote mark of this infinite topic. Just as a fresh reminder, this is independent keys. It means that videos, you can of course watch the third one or this one and then the first one and so on, no problem at all. There is a common thread, of course, but you could understand independently. Okay, let's summarize a little bit what we saw before. It's just humble sharing, let's say, humble perception based on the fact that, you know, the absolute truth is the sum of individual truth. What does it mean? I don't say that I own the truth. I'm just saying I have my own perception through the fruits of my studies, the theory, the holy books, and so on, and the testimonies of people, and my feeling as well. That to say, my intuitions, my feelings, and so on and so forth. Okay, so this is just sharing, and this is important, and I wish I could have a survey on the whole perception of each individual human beings on these planets, and I'm pretty sure there would be some similarities, and also let's say we could enlarge the spectrum, you know. And this is based on what I said before with Rumi quotes, that's to say, you know, to make it short, the truth was like a mirror in the hands of God. He fell and is broken, and everybody take a small piece of it and say all the truth is here. Okay, so it's just like the Rubik's cube. I show you, you're gonna tell me it's yellow. I'm gonna tell you no, it's green, it's blue, and so on. And everybody has just a face according to your perspective of your angle of vision, according to your education, your sensitivity, your characters, your language, everything. Okay, the language affects, definitely. It's not a question, of course, the more you have vocabulary, the more you think, you can enlarge, but some languages are richer for certain themes. For example, amongst the Eskimo, they have dozens of ways for white colors. Why? Because it's prevalent, and same for snow. Okay, so same. How do you say microwave in Latin? It didn't exist at this epoch, so it doesn't exist. So what I try to tell you that everything is subjective. Okay, this is really important, even with this perception of God. So don't reproach me to share with you its humble perception, and is not the truth. He has no pretension to be the truth, of course. You know, so we're gonna continue with this third aspect, which is the difference in quote mark between exoteric and esoteric. Okay, what does it mean? To make it short, exo means outside, and in Greek, and eso means inside. So this is a inside perception, and the second one is outside perception. So all religion, they have all the currents, they have the visible part and invisible part. Visible part is for massive distribution in quote mark, that to say exoteric, and esoteric is hidden part, is more for mysteries and so on. Is, you know, like the iceberg, the visible part of the iceberg would be the exoteric part of religion, and esoteric part would be the invisible part of the iceberg. That's the point. In addition of that, the exoteric part is more for massive distribution, is more digest perception, for being perceptible to everybody, a maximum of people. You understand? So it means that there is a role that we call arcana normally, which is the fact that mystery should be kept by certain people to avoid its spread, because it could be badly used, like witchery and so on. Okay, fine. And also for the second reason, the fact that the holy texts, scripture. I try to find the word. Holy scripture. Well, anyway, the holy texts are just according to the intellectual capacities and according to the capacity of heart. Okay, what does it mean? It means you can tell me many things, theorems and calculation about quantum mechanics. I have my limitation. I'm pretty sure you can spend a few years. There is things I could not. It's like for technology and so on, I'm not good at all and I don't feel it. Okay, so it's a question of this. Why? Because the risk is the interpretation. Why there is an oral transmission for a long time? Because if, look this, you watch this video and then you try to do a feedback to a friend of yours. The friend of yours will do the same with someone else after 1 month, and this one after 1 year, and so on and so forth. Okay, you can be sure after 10 years the restitution wouldn't be exactly what I said, probably for interpretation, perception, and so on and so forth. Okay, so that's the reason. If I tell you a text, I have a short text, and I can show you that there is different layers of perspective and perception, angle of vision, like 4 or 5. So according to who you are, your education and so on, you will not see the same. So it's exactly for this reason that the transmission has been oral for a long time. I'll give you an example. Bible, apparently holy scripture, I was thinking. The Bible, apparently there is 10%, 15% of what Jesus say expressly. All right. And in addition of that, it was written in Aramaic, okay, deaf language, translated to Greek, to Latin, then to English, for instance, and so on. So every time you can lose, look this. This video, even the title is not the same. I can play differently. You know, let's play. This is what we call language of bird. Language of bird or Greek language is changing according to a language. Is playing with the sound. The objective would be that you embody one piece of the puzzle game, of the broken mirror. Okay, you individually, dual, individually, duality. You have individuality in duality. All right, so you embody one piece of it, right? So if we put together the pieces, okay, we're gonna have the big picture, and we're gonna have, we're gonna admire, okay, the masterpiece. Masterpiece, you can hear peace, peacefully, okay, peace, P-E-A-C-E, and P-I-E-C-E. So masterpiece, you can master the pieces, okay, and thereby you will admire the masterpiece. Why am I trying to tell you that? It doesn't work in French, for example, or any other language, okay? So it's playing with some substance. That's why the more you learn, the more you can be closer to God. Is the same principle with languages. But anyway, I'm just trying to say that the esoteric part and exoteric part is also this, is the fact that the perception is they can have interpretation due to the transmission, oral transmission, and according to the complexity of everybody. So the Holy Bible has been written long time after Jesus Christ, decades, most of them. Okay. Beyond of that, there is only 4 Gospels nowadays, and before there was 55. Okay, and this is Constantine in the Council of Nice in 322 after Jesus Christ. So 4 centuries later, he decided to kick out some of them. Okay, so it's a selection, it's a choice. Okay, so something disappear, some reincarnation, some other reappear, Trinity, for example. Okay, so what I try to tell you, the oral transmission, you can interpret according to your complexity.
That's why even the Kabbalah, we can consider it's from Moïse. Okay, so it's 1,200 years before Jesus Christ. Okay, even Abraham maybe, so it's 3,300 years before Jesus Christ. And the official not translation, but the first book is Zohar with Moïse of Leon. Okay, so it's the 13th century. So it means in the duration with Moïse is 2,400 years, and before that is never written. Why? Because to avoid interpretation is always oral and face to face also. Okay, that's why. But esoteric, it can be a human perception regarding the exoteric part, religion for massive distribution, let's say. Exoteric is more for roles, community, to avoid to kill people and so on and so forth. Okay, hygiene as well. And esoteric is more, is deeper. These are the, let's say, the human, the deep essence of the initial messages. It can be a competition, it can be interpretation battles between exoteric religious people. There is known with esoteric people, okay? Because they are kind of wider in a certain extent. To tell you, it's like an essence, okay? If you see perfume, if you see eau de parfum, if you see eau de toilette, what is it? Is perfume. So is essence plus water is perfume, plus more water down is eau de parfum, and more water down again, it's eau de toilette. Okay, so it smells less. So it's the same principle. Esoteric currents are more, let's say, they are closer to the initial messages. Okay, so that's really important. What is it? Esoteric current. For Judaism is Kabbalah. For Christian is Gnosis. Even if Gnosis means literally knowledge, so we can say that there is a Gnosticism in Judaism. It would be a Kabbalah, but anyway. And for Islam is Sufism. Okay, and then there is also for Asian philosophy. So, but the thing is, it's in the notion of essences is very important, and in addition of that is really the fact that God is not is not outside, He's everywhere, so thereby within as well. This is important. Okay, this is the legends. The myth from. I've been said in 2005. I was in India with Ahmed. Ahmed was Muslim, by the way, and he taught me that about this incredible Hindu legends. It's Brahma who God trying to discuss with the angels of small gods where to hide the divinity, okay, the godness of human beings, to avoid it is too accessible, too easy, to avoid stupidity, for them to resell and so on and so forth. So the first one is there is a conceal, okay, and he has where are we gonna put it and hide it, not to be too easy to access. So one of them, let's dig at the core of earth, and Brahma, God say no. One day they will find a way to find it through the technology and so on and so forth. And then second option, so he refused. Second option is let's put into the water in the down of the ocean. He replied the same. One day they will have techniques to reach them. So they don't know. And the third one explained this. We're gonna sound in the universe, in the cosmos, and God replied the same. Brahma said no. One day, and so they have no clue where to put it. And he just replied simply, we're gonna hide in the fortress of the human beings, where we'll not find easily. And the fortress for high vibration, we're gonna hide within his heart. It is so beautiful. What does it mean? High vibration, you are with God. in the unity, low vibration, density, matter, aggressivity, you're in the devil. Devil means literally Satan, and devil means, I told you, means to separate. Either you separate from the absolute, the great wall, the great all, everything, all, everything, all, we could say, by the way, and or you are in the unity, okay? And this is God. That's the point, and this is extremely important. This is the notion of introspection that you dig inside. Dig inside means literally, this is the Delphi philosophy. What is it? It is know thyself and you will know the secret of the universe and gods. Okay? This is really important because it's Greek philosophy, but Greek philosophy is the basis, the foundation of Western philosophy. Why? Because Latin, they took everything from Greek, and then European civilization, even in state, in Australia and so on. What is it? It's based on European philosophy and thereby through Greek mythology and philosophy initially. So, know thyself and you will know the secret of gods and the universe. Okay, so try to dig inside, because at the end it is the principle of vitriol. Vitriol means literally, in English, if I do the translation, because normally vitriol is in Latin, means visit the interiors of the heart. By rectifying, you will find the hidden stone. The hidden stone, what is it? The philosopher's stone. What is it? It is crystal clear. It is when you clean up your crystal. Crystal is a metaphor of your heart. Is the metaphor crystal. What does it mean? What do you hear? Crystal, Christ is the same etymology. Christos means literally crystal. So crystal clear means this. It means Jesus Christ is one human beings who reach this state of mind, this state of energy, accessible to anybody. He say, by the way, literally say, you will do better, you will have more light and so on. So it's not his ownership same than the Buddha. Buddha means literally in Sanskrit, old, this is the equivalent of Latin for Buddhist and Hindu. It means illuminated. It means awakened. Okay, so the Buddha is not Siddhartha Gautama, the character, the person. He find this way. He just connects to this, or he download, or he connect to this state of mind, this mindset, and he activated. But they explain, both of them, they explain that it was almost the same, and they just explain that he invite the human beings to do the same. Because saying that I'm not better than you, I'm just humble human beings, reaching this, activating the divinity inside, that's extremely important. Then, the difference, the fourth axis I wanted is the notion of monotheism and polytheism. Mono means unique in Greek. Theo means God in English, in Greek, sorry. So monotheism means unique God. Polytheism, poly means several, different. So polytheism means normally you believe in different gods. So, but the thing is a little bit different because there is systematically at the top of the pantheon the big God, including everything. Okay, Brahma for Hindus, Zeus for Greek mythology, same for Scandinavian mythology, and so on and so forth. Okay, so keep this in mind. That's really, really important. You know, just it could be an ability of God. You know, because initially the first monotheism is not Judaism. It's Akhenaten, is Egypt. Okay, so it's 14th century before Jesus Christ. So 150 years before Moses. Okay, so to make it short, he declared that the sun is God, the big God, just to realize and just to have an image. Okay. But he explained that the sun ray embody one ability of God. That's you know, there is two parts of Egypt. Both of them have 44 neter. Neter means small god. So he explained that one neter was just one ability of God, one let's say, sun ray. You understand? So what does it mean? It means that there is only one God for even the all polytheists, Brahma, Zeus, Ammon, and so on. And then the ramifications are just an ability of God. You understand the difference? What does it mean? It means if we take the example of Christine or whoever, Serena, whatever the name. Okay, she is a mother. She is a daughter. She is a grandmother eventually. She is a good friend. She is sometimes a kid. She is very gentle. Sometimes she's upset. She is the boss. She's also she has a boss and so on. So she doesn't have the same role every time. That's the point. Okay. So she has skills, abilities, functions, roles. This one world is a God. And this person, Serena, is the unique God. That's the point. Okay? So just keep it because it's extremely important. God is everything, and we don't make visualize association. But it's difficult. If I say to you, it's everywhere, it's everything. Okay, how do I visualize? How do I see? How? You cannot. That's the same. Okay. 5 points is the attributes, the name of God. You have many ones. Okay, God, Allah, it's translation, this. Deus, Deus, Dios, whatever, okay? It's translation. But then this to indicate different things, this meaning, but almost to different ways. All the roads lead to Rome, and to the Dome, it means that also. Okay, so Mother Nature, the Absolute, the Source, the Soul of the Word, the Light, the Divinematrix, the Unity, Universe, the Tao. You know, even Taoism, in the language of bird in Mandarin, I lived 10 years in China. I still have my company there. Actually, Dao, I know is not the same icon when you write, but the sound is the same. Okay, so this is language of bird. Green language is mystical. Okay, so Dao means 2 words. Dao means arrive, to achieve. When you say 我到了 means I arrive. Okay, so it means it's 2 words, the direction and the arrival. It's interesting because it means 2 things at the same time. One day I've been asked, do you think that when you see the symbol of the Tao, you know, yin yang, okay, so you think that the white part is God and the black part is the devil? And I say, I think God is everything. Is the cycle, is the black, is the white, is the small part, and so on, and also the blank paper, and also the superposition of all of them. So it's really complex because apparently it's the whole creation down and in progress and in potential as well. So let's continue regarding the names and the no names as well. The dark energy, alpha and omega, consciousness, singularity point, the God particle, which is the Higgins boson. Okay, the absence of name. Why? Also no name. And Jews, they cannot name God. Okay, that's why you can have Yahweh. Okay, but this is also YHVH. Why? Because you know, this is Søren Kierkegaard who say the following: to give me a name is to annihilate me. By giving me a name, by giving me a label, you annihilate all the other things I could be. Okay, so if I say you are a banker, according to this point of view, you cannot be an artist. That's the point. If you give a name, you limit. But so that's why they don't give. All right. In Islam, there is 99 names of God, and one of them, so 100, is hidden, is not pronounced. Why? Probably because it's hidden within each of us, and everybody could bring it because probably is a potential. You understand? The subtlety is interesting. And also what is interesting within this 99 names, The first one, the second one, and 5 times there is the notion of merciful. What does it mean? It means that God would, according to this perspective, would forgive everything. So there is no judgments. And why it's 5 times? Probably because it's the most important thing to keep in mind. Keep in mind this one. Okay, so very important. I love to say that God is a conjugated verb. You understand? A progressive verb and a verb of action. You understand the point? The notion of the living I told you is the metaphor, meets in motion. It means that it's not frozen. It's not like a picture. It's like a movie evolving all the time. It means that. And it means that is an infinite, let's say, bobbins, infinite movies, infinite. It's progressive. That's really, really important. The last point I wanted to mention is the notion of practitioner as someone who practice the faith, the high vibration of God. The high vibration means love, means unity, okay? Otherwise, low vibration is separation, fragmentation, is ego, age, God, out. This is what I told you many times. All right, so for me, if I understood properly, is to put together the different pieces of the puzzle game to see, to admire the masterpiece, okay? The masterpiece, to admire the big picture, the puzzle game of God, which is God, and through the individuality. So we are invited here to honor the living, being at peace and peaceful, high frequencies from the heart, meaning thereby with completeness, with sharing, with tolerance and salvation. Well, I just hope that it will help you to shape your master key to open up the doors of whatever you want, the doors of love, the doors of consciousness, whatever. As you know, all the roads lead to Rome and to the Dome and to home. Thank you for your attention and see you very soon.